Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series presented by Full Throttle Television. My name is Bernie Hannon. Beside me in the booth tonight, Tony Solari, as always. And Tony, we are here at the Paperclip Martinsville Speedway, a short track with short tempers and a short time to get yourself locked into the playoffs. This is sure to be an interesting and entertaining night tonight here at Martinsville.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this is going to be a last ditch attempt for some guys to get into the Final Four, and I love the hot dogs here and the team passing and allowing passing and blocking and all that fun stuff going to happen. Although we're not going to see that here tonight, but yeah, it made for an interesting race yesterday.
It sure did. It was entertaining last night. It's sure to be entertaining tonight here at Martinsville for the Victory Fuel Cup Series as well. Like I said, one race left to lock yourself into the playoffs. It won't start, and we'll lead with that story. We'll look at the playoffs here as they finish up practice here. Looking at the playoff standings coming into Martinsville, you got Nathan Biggett and Richie Coy locked in. They know what they're doing next week. Jeff Chandler and Daniel Simmons come in 1 point apart. Both of them in right now. Ben Tracy looking to change that. From the outside looking in, you got James Wallace, Lane Allen, and Joshua Johnson back there as well, looking to maybe grab a win here tonight and lock themselves in as well.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of little stories tonight. I mean, unfortunately, we don't have a very big field, but that means some good green flag racing and probably some green flag stops today, too. So there's always going to be, hopefully it's not going to be, a caution-filled Martinsville race like, we're used to seeing. But I think we're going to go green pretty much for most of it. And, we had a good race Wednesday night in the truck series, and the trucks actually felt really good out there. So I don't know. I haven't really taken a lap in the car out here, but we'll see. Some of these guys are looking pretty good. Some of them look like they're still struggling a little bit in the last closing minutes.
Here's the CCs and points as well. And you're right, Tony, as far as struggling with this car. A lot of the guys are saying that this car can be a handful here at Martinsville, which is different than what we see in real life for sure. But they say that they kind of struggle here as well. There's the CCs and points, and of course the schedule. We were talking about Martinsville tonight. Last race of the season, Phoenix coming up next week. Everything, all these guys, it's on their mind. They want to get a good solid finish here tonight. If you're in, if you're out, you want to get a win or get enough points to move yourself into the top four to fight for a championship next week. But yeah, all hands are on deck for this race this weekend, and Martinsville can definitely be a handful.
Yeah, I mean, we can't say the guys that are in it and are fighting for those positions, they're here tonight. So we should be able to see these guys, fight for the points they need to lock themselves in.
You talk about a short field, and that's very true. These guys will be planning on long green flag runs because of that short field for sure. And we'll look at our race analysis tonight. Martinsville Speedway, you see the paperclip, half-mile flat track with long straightaways and tight corners. It's going to be a dogfight out there tonight. Got 250 laps here tonight for the race. Your stage break at lap 65. And your pit window being between 145 to 155 laps. And now, Tony, we were talking beforehand. I'm not sure we'll see that 145, 155 play out, but we may, once we have the stage break, go green from there, and these guys will have to think about that.
Yeah, I can totally see that, we're going to kind of be somewhat caution-free. I mean, there is that outside line kind of curse, you don't want to get off the concrete. You can see it in the corners. You really kind of want to stay on the concrete because if you get any further, you get a little loose. Some guys get into the wall. That's where accidents can kind of happen. And we're going to see a lot of that too wide action on the restart. But yeah, if these guys could single out and just kind of keep the green flags cooking, yeah, they're going to have to split that final. I don't know. It's going to be like 190 laps. So, I mean, these guys might push it to a 100-lap run a piece on it. So, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting, though. I think the talent and the group of guys we've got here tonight, we're going to stay pretty green for most of this.
Yeah, it's going to be some good racing, I'm sure. Side-by-side racing. These guys take care of each other for the most part. But I wouldn't be surprised either as you see Richie Coy lose it off the corner in practice there. It's really easy to lose grip off the corner here, and this car can be a little temperamental, I'll say, and it could lead to some issues with this race here tonight.
True, but too, and I've been seeing the same thing. I'm watching Ben Tracy not kind of slipping and sliding. These closing last 10, 15 minutes of the server, a lot of guys are testing out their Q runs right now. So they're trying to push it, give it everything they have. And some of them are just kind of overstepping that line just a little bit, but they're still going out there just trying to turn a lap and making a last minute cue change. Because here too, track position is huge, and if you can start up front, you got a better chance of staying up front.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing guys will be kind of planning that out as well. When do you pit? If we get a caution before the stage, do you take a chance to pit there and maybe make up some spots? I know some guys on the outside looking in on the playoffs are going to be looking for an opportunity to kind of diverge from the typical strategy. So everybody's got their own idea, their mentality coming in, and we'll see how it plays off as we head off into qualifying.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of numbers we're going to be seeing for qualifying. They're barely pushing the 18 second mark right now, so they're flirting with it really close. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, a lot of times too, the weather plays a huge effect at this track. So you hit that weather spot just in that right sweet spot, and you could shave a couple tenths off your time.
Well, the best time in practice was the 1903 by Nathan Biggert. We'll see when he comes out. We'll see if we can hop on board with him and see what he's doing. You got Ben Tracy, Joshua Johnson, and Jeff Chandler out there right now. Let's see Ben Tracy have some issues getting to the line.
Yeah, I was watching Ben. Yeah, he was. I don't know if he was trying to warm up those tires or I don't know what he was doing.
Shortcut.
Yeah, it looks like everybody just kind of takes a little easy pace lap out there until they get a green. I'm watching Jeff Chandler right now.
Jeff Chandler, he's one driver. He's really smooth on the throttle, acceleration, brake, and stuff like that. He's a really smooth driver, and I feel like here at a track where you kind of want to get into a rhythm could really benefit him, because if he gets in that rhythm and is able to kind of ride, and I know he says this is not one of his best tracks, but you get in a rhythm, kind of ride, and start making lap time, it kind of falls into the lap of a guy like that who's really smooth with the wheel and the throttle.
Well, and we talk about a lot of tracks that are repetitious, and and this track is about as repetitious as it gets. The corners are very, very similar. I don't know if they're 100% accurate from one to the other, but they're really close, and you get in that rhythm. And it's just gas. What do they always say too? It's like two drag strips put together by corners. So I mean,
two hairpins, yeah.
Right, two hairpins and then two drag strips, and yeah, that's kind of how this track is. I love this track personally, and it is fun. But yeah, you could get angry pretty quick too, because it's hard to pass, and sometimes you get a guy slowing you up or whatever, and it just it does make it a little difficult and a little nerving for the drivers at times.
You got Daniel Simmons on the top right now with a 1919. We'll see if that holds up. Brandon Fetterplace also laying down a lap. Brandon's got a new look tonight, green and white. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on that, because we're used to seeing that gold, that white and gold is green and white tonight.
Yeah, I got to update my trading paints because I don't see him in the green and white, but hopefully I'll get that squared away here. I'll check it out.
Ryan Hedrick laying down a lap. And now Richie Corey pulls out to start his lap. We'll see if we can ride with him, see what's going on here, see if he can lay down a lap. He's one that's pretty good here at Martinsville as well.
Yeah, Richie, he likes that low line, so and this is one of those tracks where this is where you got to stay the whole race. So, and being a short track guy as he is, yeah, this is a favorite of his as well. Expecting him to be up front for a good portion of this.
We'll see. He's going to use his first lap to get his tires up to temp and come around, start lap 2, and it's going to be a one and done for him. See if he can do anything on here on lap 2.
Yeah, it looks like too. I've been noticing a few of the cars are getting a little bit of lockup going in. Just on cold tires as well, kind of coming into the corner. You can see that front tire just check for a little bit.
Through 3 and 4, we'll see if this lap is good enough to dethrone Daniel Simmons. It is not. With a 1922, he'll fall into second currently.
Yeah, and they're about 2/10 off the quickest laps we saw in practice. So again, it could be a weather thing. This track is very particular when it comes to weather and the lap times you put down. At least that's what I've noticed in my experience. Sometimes you get a cloud cover or it might be sunny for a second or two. Once that track temperature changes, your lap time can really bounce or hurt you.
Well, we got less than a minute left, and we've still got 5 drivers that have yet to take a time, including Nathan Biggert, James Wallace, A couple guys in the playoff running here is Wayne Grassi, Brian Dublé, and TJ Bartell as well have yet to take a time.
That's kind of an interesting strategy, especially, being here. I mean, granted, we don't have a huge field. So, I mean, for them to work their way up the front, maybe it might be fun, dare I say, for them. Obviously they're not taking the time for a reason. Although with only a 15-second lap time, I mean, you could probably crack off 2 laps even now if you got out there.
Yep, still no movement. So it looks like that might be it. Daniel Simmons taking the pole. He was quick in practice as well. I think he was second fastest in practice. So no surprise there. With a 19:19 currently sitting on the pole, looks like he may hang on to that and grab the pole here at Martinsville.
Yeah, and he's in one of them spots where he's just got to maintain tonight, have a good clean night, and try to stay ahead of at least Jeff Chandler, and he should be all right.
And there it is. Time has expired. So that's going to be your qualifying. We'll do our running order here once everybody kind of gets set on pit road. But yeah, again, Tony, it's going to be an exciting night. This is one of the nights I was looking forward to as far as from a broadcaster standpoint. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this. Got to give a shout out to all of our sponsors as well. I don't do this enough. I do it for Victory Fuel, and I do thank Victory Fuel for sponsoring the series. But I got to give a shout out to some of our other sponsors, Pink Magic Tire Prep, Gums Auto Center, all those guys that make this happen. And actually, Tony, we got a surprise announcement. Gums Auto Center is going to be sponsoring next week's race at Phoenix. So excited about that as well.
Oh, that'll be very cool. And yeah, hopefully we can give him the justice that he was kind of robbed a little bit on Kansas, even though we try to give as much as possible.
Yeah, I got to think, and he's not here tonight, but Colton Gum out there sponsored the Kansas race. Unfortunately, that's when the hurricane kind of blew through and kind of messed up all our broadcast plans and everything. But gotta thank him for sponsoring the Kansas race, and he's going to be coming back on board for Phoenix as well. Trying to give him his dues. But all right, looks like everybody's about gridded. Let's see if we can go through our starting order tonight here at Martinsville Speedway. And wouldn't you know it, the grid's not going to work. But I can tell you, starting on the pole tonight, the 06 for Tracy Motorsports is going to be Daniel Simmons. To his outside, it's going to be the 19 of Richie Coy. Starting third is going to be the 42 of Kyle Milliken. To his outside, it's going to be the 34 in that brandy paint scheme of Brandon Fetterplace. Starting fifth is going to be Lane Allen in the 14. To his outside is the 47 of Ryan Hedrick. Starting seventh is going to be the 57, Joshua Johnson. To his outside is the 33, Ben Tracy. Starting ninth, the 31 of Jeff Chandler in the Toyota. To his outside teammate, Nathan Biggert, who starts in 10th. 11th is going to be James Wallace in the 67. 12th is going to be Brian Dublé. 13th, Wayne Grassi, and starting tail end of the field, the 20 of TJ Bartell.
And I know Nathan Biggert is in a Toyota tonight. He said he joined with the wrong car. And fortunately, when you do that in iRacing servers, they won't let you go back and pick the car you want to be in. So we're going to see him in a Toyota. He's still in the number one. He's still going to advance next week, until next week. So
completely disqualified.
Yeah.
For the rest of the year,
exactly right.
He's suspended for next week.
He's done. He's got a car point penalty.
All right, one more pace lap and we'll get this thing underway. Daniel Simmons leading them to the green. The 19 of Richie Coy to the outside. Brandon Fetterplace, Milliken, and Hedrick, your top five. I said that wrong. Milliken and Allen, your top five. Kind of scrambled in the corners there. The pace car is going to pull off. We'll roll through 3 and 4, and we'll get this thing underway here at Martinsville. The Martinsville 250 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series is about to go green. Daniel Simmons bringing them down, waiting for the green flag here. And green is up, and we are underway here at Martinsville.
Yeah, it looks like Daniel got a good jump there on the inside line. We're just going to have to see how everybody needs to kind of single file, and you want to stay on that concrete in those corners and see single file out.
Kyle Milliken going to take second place from Richie Coy. Up to second spot, Richie falls to third. Lane Allen in fourth. Brandon Fetter place back to fifth.
Yeah, that inside line. Oh, we got Ben Tracy spinning a little bit.
Oh, he is on the inside. No caution. We'll keep rolling here, but he is sitting on the inside lane. Not what you wanted to do starting out here at Martinsville.
Yeah, he got a little loose. I don't think he got in contact with anybody, though. I think everybody was able to miss him, thankfully.
Let's go back and see here. Into the corner, locks up to keep off the car in front. And everybody locks up to keep from hitting him as well. Good job by everybody there. Kyle Milliken. We have issues with Kyle Milliken, and the yellow flag is out. We'll see what happened to Kyle here.
Yeah, he was one of those guys who looked like he was struggling a little bit in practice. And
clipped the curb. Clipped the curb in 3 and 4. Hopped up in the air, and around it went. That's all it took. Let's take a look at that again. Right on board with Milliken. Going into turn 3. You'll see it through the middle of 3 and 4 right here. Pop the curb, start hopping, and around it goes.
Yeah, it's such a bad reaction to the car. These cars do not handle curbs whatsoever, and I know the curb here in Martinsville is a little steep, and yeah, that's what happens when you touch it. You just got to stay off of it somehow. But going from second to last right now, or almost last, I think Ben Tracy went in for a pit stop. Plenty of time still, so he's got plenty of time to make this up.
Yeah, Ben Tracy in the pits actually right now. Kyle Milliken, I don't know if he came down.
No, he's still out there. He fell to the last place right now, or at least maybe second to last, because still showing Ben Tracy ahead of him.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
Ben just came off pit road. He'll line up behind him. So an early caution here at Martinsville. My lap counter is not even working. That's amazing.
I'm on lap 6 right now.
There it is. Now it shows correct. Lap 6 of 250.
Well, I don't know if Richie Coy wanted to see that, because he's going to be starting up on the outside line now, and he's going to have Lane Allen in third. Daniel Simmons still leading. Lane kind of like that. He was able to almost grab 2 spots there, it looks like.
Yeah, had a good, really, really good start. Another guy that's jumped up is Joshua Johnson as well, up into 6th spot right now.
Well, and Jeff Chandler, too, starting in 6th, restarting in 6th right now.
Yeah.
He started kind of far back in the field. And we say far back, but I believe he was only 10th, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, he's up 4 positions. TJ Bartell up 5 positions. Pace car's off, though. We're going to go back green here at Martinsville, lap 7 of 250. Again, we got the restart zones here, so he's going to go. There's the launch, and we are back underway here at Martinsville.
Got a great jump. Richie was able to dive down, so he was able to retain that inside line again. That's always the trick, to find that groove and to get into that inside lane as quickly as you can.
Yeah, the battle right now is for third. Lane Allen trying to hang on to it. The 34 Fetter place looking for a way around. It's going to fall back in line. And now Joshua Johnson looks, but he's going to stay put as well. So everybody kind of single filing out here, just looking to ride and get this first 65 laps underway for the stage break.
Yeah, Brandon was looking for that door to get in there, and he almost kind of cut Josh off, but Josh kind of let him in, and no harm, no foul by anybody there. It's not a bad idea just to kind of ride around, crack off some of these laps,
Just watching some of these cars back here kind of having some handling issues. Ben with those new tires, wanting to use those tires. And let's see if he can claw his way back to the front. Kyle Milliken 2 spots ahead of him, just trying to hang on to the stage break.
Yeah, I'll have to go back to see. I know Ben went in for a pit stop, but I don't know if he actually changed tires or not. I'll have to go back and check the standard.
There goes Nathan Biggert around Jeff Chandler. Jeff falling back, and now he gets loose off the corner. Opens the door for TJ Bartell, who's going to fill that gap.
Okay, I did confirm. Ben Tracy just got some damage fixed. He wasn't in there too long.
TJ Bartell falls back in line. The 42 of Kyle Milliken to the outside of Brian Dublé. Tony, one thing this does allow us to do, with the shorter field, we're able to focus on some of the guys that we usually aren't able to kind of cover here. And you see Dublé back here with Milliken. We can kind of highlight some of these drivers as we go as well. So it's kind of cool that the drivers that are here, we're going to be able to give them a little more TV time.
Yeah, for sure. And, a lot of these guys too, you've been seeing, especially the Boomerang crew, they're here again every week, all 4 of them, which is, good hats off to the team. And, they've been improving this of late as well. So the other thing too, I don't even know what their tire wear is here, but in the truck series, we barely had any tire wear at this track, which is kind of surprising. Even on a long run, you'd only lose maybe about 10 to 15% of your tires, compared to some of these other tracks. We go to like, Phoenix next week, they're going to be, tires are going to be a main concern here. So tires aren't really a huge ordeal here. I mean, obviously you still want to save a little bit, but, honestly, I don't even know what the tire is on this car. Oh, we got Ben Tracy sliding again.
Oh, he slides into the wall. The caution is going to come out for that. Ben Tracy having issues yet again in turn 1. We'll go back and see exactly what happened there, but caution displayed again, lap 17.
I don't know if he might just have a little. It almost looked like he just had a little bit of too much rear brake in there because he just kind of turned around an entry.
He charges in, almost gets in the back of the 47 once again. Jabs the brake and it comes right around on him. Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised they brought out a caution too, Tony. He wasn't even 90 degrees around there.
Right, and he kind of spun out of the groove, but James Wallace was back there, and it was enough to kind of trigger that caution. Well, he had Wayne Grosky as well, but yeah, he didn't even make that full 90 degrees like you said either. So, yeah, very surprised. Although it is iRacing, so I mean it's not that surprising, I guess, right?
Less surprising every week.
It's only surprising when you throw the asterisk of iRacing next.
Ben Tracy in the pits, looking to get some more damage fixed. He did back it in the wall there. I don't think it's going to be anything major, but that's 2 early spins for the 33, and that's not it's not what you want. Especially, I know he's trying, and I know he's going to be fighting hard, but you don't want to fight too hard and take yourself out of a chance of even making it to the end early on here in this race. He's fighting for a playoff spot for sure, but he's got a long way to go.
Well, he's still got plenty of time to get there, and I mean, if nothing else, too, maybe he's making some final adjustments to it as well. Obviously, he's in there; he's not getting tires again, so his tires are probably a little spent up. Even though we were just talking about tires, he goes back in again, so he does have a little bit more damage. It looks like.
He's got to be worried. You got to be careful about not going a lap down. We had an issue with a driver pitting like this too, and went a lap down. Just because there's not much time. I mean, the pit road runs about 3/4 of the track, so you don't have much time to spend in your pit stall.
Right. Well, and that's probably why he's trying to get as much as he can done too. Really, what he just needs to do is just kind of ride around now. And I mean, if nothing else, stay out a little longer, go that lap down. Hopefully, you get the lucky dog.
He's cutting it close.
It's tight now. Yeah. Will he get it?
He's gonna, I think, beat the pace car off. Maybe. Yeah.
Yep. He got it.
But they are 2 by 2.
I think I've ever seen. Yeah.
They're going green, so he's going to have to hustle around, catch the back of the field. Pace car is going to pull off. We're going to go back green flag racing here at Martinsville. Daniel Simmons leading the way. Richie Coy to the outside. You got Fetter Place, Allen, and Biggert in the top 5. And watch for Biggert. He's marching towards the front as well. Here we go. Green flag. And we are back underway.
Daniel gets another great run. Richie looks like he's going to take that low line. And then it's 2 by 2 for a few rows back. Lane Allen running in 3rd. And then, there's Nathan Biggert all the way from kind of the back of the field. Fighting for 5th right now against Brandon Fetterplace. But Nathan's got that inside line, so it's gonna benefit him.
Biggert and Fetterplace side by side. Biggert will take it right on the back bumper of the 14 of Allen. And that opens the door for the 57 of Joshua Johnson looking to the inside of Fetter Place.
Yeah, Johnson said, it was nice last time around, but you snooze, you lose this time.
We got a car way up the track. Is that like TJ Bartell up the track back there behind him? Gathers it in. He's actually up the track again. So,
Well, if you were just watching him too, he was in that. He was in the asphalt section of the corner, and that is the worst place to be on this track. And it's almost like Darlington in a way where you have an invisible wall you don't want to kind of go around, and it's just nasty out there.
You see Allen,
Lane Allen, yeah, getting the same thing.
He was trying to give the Owen Biggert some room and ends up running way wide on exit. Just no grip out there.
Well, and that's the thing too. When you're running that outside line, your entry changes, and if you botch that entry just by a little margin, it'll send you into that dark section of the corner, and there's just no grip there.
Yeah, and Allen high once again. 57's kind of running the middle of the track as Johnson, and then Fetterplace ducking on the inside, looking, so 3 different lines there through 1 and 2, 3 and 4 they kind of matched, but.
It takes a lap or two to kind of get those bearings back, especially too when you're so loose in that outside corner, you just don't have the confidence. The next time you're running in the corner, you're like, where do I got to go? Where do I got to go?
Right on board with Fetterplace in the 34.
Oh, we got the 47 had a little contact with the Kyle Milliken. I don't know if, there's a caution.
Caution is out.
Ryan Hendrick, it didn't look like he could get slowed down close enough and kind of gave Kyle Milliken a little tap, turn him around. Didn't look like it was too bad of damage, at least.
But we have caution after caution here. The 47 here of Hedrick looking inside of Milliken. Boy, it's just tight racing there, and eventually it just goes wrong. Have to see if we can get a different view of that.
I need to go back and look at it myself.
He kind of dives into the corner, and I think just some confusion there of whether or not he was there or not, honestly, on the 42's part. I've been in that situation before, and you kind of wonder, it's like, is he actually there? Is he just looking? And eventually, if you don't make a decision one way or the other, you kind of meet in the middle. And actually, the 47 looks like he got the curb a little bit there, too. Just a little, maybe a little impatience. And just a second of hesitation, at least, or an accident like that.
Well, it looked like Ryan was trying to make a look, and kind of like you said, the 42 wasn't really committed 100%. And
that's what I was going to say. The commitment is the issue. Like, he didn't really fully commit to being there. The 42 didn't really commit to him, giving him a lane down there. And eventually you just kind of get confused and end up, making the wrong decision there.
Well, right. And even Ryan too, Ryan's, he probably didn't want to dive it in. But then he kept squeezing a little low. Eventually, that did, like you say, he did hit the curb a little bit, and we've already seen what the curb will do, and that probably compounded the whole issue to begin with. So,
yeah, things happen fast here at Martinsville. So even those decisions have to be made really quick. And if you're going to take home a victory, speaking of victory, visit drinkvictory.com. Our sponsor for the series, Victory Fuel, will be happy you did. Use code FTSR for 10% off of your order. Grab some of their electrolyte flavored water. It's really good. I love the Throttle Punch. They've got Lucky Lemon. They've got Purple Potion as well now. So check them out. Give them a try. You'll be glad you did. It's really good stuff. And I really appreciate Victory Fuel sponsoring the series here at FTSR.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good drink. A lot of guys have purchased it, rave about it. And I like I always throw in that good plug with the victory and all that. I mean, it works, but he's the pro when it comes to that there, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen out there.
Well, I'm not the one drinking it on stream, but if you want to check out Richie Coy's stream, he's always got a can of Victory Fuel.
He sure does.
All right, we're going back green here, Tony. Lap 31 of 250. We haven't even made the stage break or halfway to the stage break yet. And we're going green. Green flag's out, and we are back underway. And this time, the 19 of Corey was unable to get to the bottom. The 01 of Biggert's going to take that spot, and now he's going to battle for the lead. The 01 of Biggert to the inside of the 06 as the 19 locks up there. And now the 57 of Joshua Johnson gets under Richie Coy for third.
Yeah, and Nathan kind of took that like he was knocking on his door for trick or treats. He's like, I'm taking that candy right here, and he's driving away now.
Like taking candy from a baby.
Oh, well, I didn't want to call Daniel a baby, but yeah, he kind of made it seem like that. That was a pretty slick move there from Nathan.
Well, you got to know too that Daniel knows what's at stake here. As you see the 19 McCoy looking back on the inside of the 57, who gets high and is now defending from the 14 of Allen, who touches the curb on entry. A lot of stuff going on right now. These guys have all of a sudden turned the aggression up to 100.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. I mean, we still got 30 more laps to the stage. So, these guys are, I guess they were just sick and tired of riding around under caution. They're like, we got to go. Let's get something going here.
We see Allen on the inside, contact with the 57. He saves it, but contact between the 57 and the 14. Allen able to get that position, but it cost the 57 2 spots there. Just really tight racing through there. Contact, and good job by the 57 hanging on to it.
It is tight racing, and it definitely looks like the aggression has been turned up to 11. But this guy's got to relax a little bit. There's still a lot of racing to go here.
Got Wayne Grassi in the 33 or the 7 of Wayne Grassi. 33 of Ben Tracy here fighting for position.
Yeah, Ben looks like he's made a pretty good rebound right now. He's getting under Wayne Grassi right now. He took that spot running in 9th. So, he probably found a little bit more balance on that car. He's looking a little smoother tonight. Or at least now he is.
57 having issues. He's allowed the 31 of Chandler by. A lot going on out here, Tony. A lot going on.
Well, and I almost wonder, too, with Joshua Johnson, the little incident with him and Lane Allen. Again, it takes a couple laps to kind of get your bearings again. And this is one of those tracks that, you're in a driver, and if you just get past, you're going to get freight trained. You get on that outside, it is so hard to get back down, especially when there's a train of cars coming on the inside. And I've done it many times where I'll just hit the brakes and just say, screw it, go by. I'm tired of dealing with you right now. I'll deal with you later.
This is one short track where I feel like that rhythm is very, very, very important. You have to get in the rhythm. More so than any of the other short tracks we really go to, mainly because the corners are so similar through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You just kind of get in a rhythm of brake here, turn here, you're just doing the same thing over and over. And I think too with the like at Bristol, you don't use that much brake, but here you're on the brakes hard and then back on the throttle hard. Like it's just you have to get in a real good rhythm. And when you lose that rhythm, you can lose a lot of time.
And it's kind of a scary rhythm too, because when you're out of that rhythm, you're hurting people behind you. You're about ready to get railroaded or freight trained, and you get a little nervous too because you don't want to get on that outside because if there's a line of cars coming, you're going to kind of go down. And I'm kind of watching the Josh Johnson right now, and he's kind of under fire by his own teammate. But they're trying to do it. It looks like they're trying to do it in a way where it's not going to hurt Josh too much because he's got Ben Tracy right on his behind right there, and Josh definitely does not need to lose the next 2 points here for these cars.
Yeah, I saw James Wallace lock up into turn 3 a couple laps ago, just trying to stay off his teammate. And man, it's so easy to lock up these cars too.
Yeah. I mean, especially on the road courses, and this kind of favors the road course mentality, because it's a lot of braking and getting back on the throttle. So it's not unsimilar to a road course. At least a lot of people say that, and I'll agree with them. And the brakes on this car are touchy, and it's hard to lock them up, or it's easy to lock them up.
Do we have a Chevrolet blockade here? Nope, looks like it's broken. As the 57 goes high, it was like the 67, 57 riding side by side like the 1 and 3 were the other night. But they kind of break that. Now the 33 has a path through. I'm sure the 33 is like, guys, come on, figure this out. I got to go.
Yeah, Ben's got the car hooked up right now, and he definitely wants to go. And Josh Johnson's just going to try. He's still fighting for that spot. He didn't, let his teammate kind of go by. But Josh has got to almost think that, let Ben go. You got a little bit of gap behind you. Get in that spot. At least, don't lose more. And that's kind of what happened right now. Good for Josh. So he's got time to kind of rebound on this.
Now he's right on the back bumper of the 33 now. So he's like, if you're faster than me, you better go. Get out of the way.
Well, and two, though, maybe it'll help Josh a little bit now. He could get on the inside line, kind of get that rhythm back that, he lost a little bit, and kind of get back to get in that groove again and go forward.
Meanwhile, up front, it's all kind of spread out. Nathan Bigger's taking a nice little 2.6 second lead over this driver, the 06 of Daniel Simmons, who has about a 1.7 second lead over the 19 of Coy, who has a 1.4 second lead back to the 14 of Lane Allen.
Yeah, top 5 is kind of boring right now. I mean, you got Brandon Fetterplace that he's not really even close to striking distance to the 4th place of Lane Allen. But yeah, everybody else is just kind of spread out. And even behind that, Jeff Chandler running in 6th right now. He's got a good second and a half to Brandon. So,
right. And at 3 point,
all the action's happening behind him.
I was gonna say he's got a 3.5 second breakaway to the 67 of Wallace, who's now under fire from the 33 of Ben Tracy. This is where the action's been. Just watching the 33 kind of fight through the field.
Well, and you almost wonder too, and maybe we'll get an opportunity to talk to Ben a little later today. But in one aspect or another, we will, as announcers go. Maybe not on stream, but Ben looks like he might have either a long run car or he finally got that thing kind of dialed in, because he's looking pretty solid right now.
Looks like the 62 is going to pull over, 67 is going to pull over and say, "Okay, you're clearly ran me down. You're faster. Go ahead." I'd rather
let's see what Ben's
rather
got
you
now.
run by me than run into me, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, Ben and his teammate Daniel Simmons, who did take the pole tonight and still running second pretty strongly. They should be running close to the same setup. So you would think Ben's got a good little piece under him. So maybe we'll see him start to make some moves on Jeff Chandler, who's his next line of target. I mean, he's got a ways to go.
It's funny, you can see the rotors glowing, getting in the corner in this camera angle through 3 and 4. You can really see it if they come through next time. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can really see the rotors glow down into turn 3 right here. Or actually in the middle of right there. You can really see it. But I mean, these guys are fighting hard. I know the 57's trying to hang on, get some points. You got Wayne Grassi back here. We haven't mentioned him yet, hanging around just inside the back end of the top 10. Brian Dublé, TJ Bartel. TJ admits this is one of his least, I wouldn't say least favorite, but maybe he would say least favorite, but I know it's one of his least popular tracks.
And that's kind of surprising, although, I mean, maybe not too surprising, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I like the rhythm nature of it. I don't like the tight circumstances and, sometimes the aggravation that kind of goes with it. But
I think some of that also comes down to the vehicle you're running. A lot of guys said they had a lot of fun in trucks here the other night. But then you hop in these cars and they want to kill you down the straightaway. They want to lock up into the corner. They want to hop a curb and bounce and spin out. It could be part car too.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, I could say too, for the trucks, I really enjoyed it. I mean, the fact that too that the tire wear wasn't really a huge deciding factor of anything, and it was the car. The truck felt a little loose and where you would expect it to feel loose, a little tight where you expect it to feel tight. It just felt like it had the proper balance. It felt like something you'd see on TV. This car, I know, time and time again, though, we've said it's nowhere near representative of what we're seeing on TV as far as the drive goes.
Well, of course, we got Dole Lawrence out there in the chat, Dole. Thanks for tuning in, cheering on the 31 of Jeff Chandler. Joseph G out there cheering on the 01 of Biggert, who's currently leading. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you're enjoying it like we are.
Yeah, right now, Nathan Biggert's, he's got the hard charger award. You almost wonder if that's why he didn't bother to queue. I don't know. Guys that don't queue, to me, don't deserve the hard charger. That's just kind of how I feel about it.
Well, the 01 of Biggert's starting to catch lap traffic, but we're about 3 laps away from the stage break, so I'm sure the 42 of Milliken's going to try to hang on here to the lead lap, and it looks like the 01's getting a little loose on exit.
Yeah, but he's got room to spare. So, I mean, he can back it down a little bit. All he's got to do is kind of hold it off for 2 more laps, and he's got the stage win. So, my big question is, we still got about 180-something laps when this thing goes green after the stage. Anybody got anything for Nathan again this week? I mean, he's almost got a 4-second lead over second place right now.
And he started in the back.
Right. That just kind of
Well, 10th.
makes me scratch my head. And believe me, I don't have enough hair left on it to keep doing that.
Well, they're fighting hard in front. The 7 and the 37 fighting for position. But we are coming to the stage break here when the 5th place driver crosses the line. Not this time, but next time. So these guys are fighting for stage points.
It looks like Nathan's going to be nice and not lap Kyle. So I'm sure Kyle appreciates that.
Well, they still got to get around here. Waiting for 5th place Lane Allen. These guys protecting as they come to the stage break. There's the caution. So it is out, underway. We are in our stage break here. Lap 65. Complete. 250 laps in total. And I'm sure we'll see some pit stops now.
And I'm assuming everybody's going to be getting their full tank of gas and tires. And we got what do we say, about 150 laps? So I don't know. I could see these guys coming in at maybe 190, somewhere around there.
There's a wide window because, you know, if you stay out, you can hopefully stay out and hope for a caution. You can pit early and get it out of the way. You could split it in half. A lot of things you could do here.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, they do have options for sure. And, yeah, you never know. I mean, it seemed like we got a little bit of the flubbles out of the way within the first stage as far as cautions go. But
what was that
what
word?
Can happen? Flubbles, I
Flubbles.
said.
Never heard that word.
Well, yeah, probably because I just made it up.
Ah. Richie Coy for kind of an extended stay. I wonder if he had damage to fix. He lost several positions.
He did not have a great stop, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I remember seeing him tap anything or getting any contact. Maybe he was doing adjustments, but even so, that shouldn't have taken him too long.
He had a flubbles on his pit stop.
He might had some flubbles on his pit stops. Yeah, it's gonna be the new word of the week. Some cars, does Jeff Chandler have a little bit of damage on the rear end of his car? I thought I see him coming out. A little bit of damage I thought I saw back there.
Hard to tell.
No, maybe not. Maybe it was just a weird graphic thing that I saw. But, yeah, no, he looks pretty clean back there.
Well, lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go back racing here. Nathan Biggert leading, the 06 of Daniel Simmons in second. Fender Place now finds himself in third. Lane Allen fourth, and Richie Coy back to fifth.
Well, there could be something said too. You know, if you play your strategy right coming out of the pits, you can get that inside line maybe.
As they roll through 3 and 4, we'll get the green flag this time by lap 70 of 250. Waiting for the green flag. There it is. And we are back underway here at Martinsville.
Nathan shoots out like a cannon. Daniel Simmons gets second. He's able to get down, to hold second. Brandon Fetter placed third. Jeff Chandler kind of going backwards though right now. Kind of on the outside with Richie Coy and Lane Allen. He's fighting right now.
Yeah, Richie Coy on the inside. Jeff Chandler on the outside. Battle for fifth.
Well, Jeff Chandler's gonna have a little hard time here with Ben Tracy now too, unless Ben Tracy cuts him a little break.
Ooh, he's locked up into the corner. Contact with the 31. He keeps it going the right direction, but that was definitely what the 31 did not want to see there.
And yeah, I guess he wasn't cutting him a break. Wow.
So much for that. Gotta go right now. That 33 needs to be sponsored by Pepto-Bismol.
That's right. Yeah, wow. It's all right. I mean, it hurt Jeff a little bit, but he's got a pretty clean, strong car now.
You asked me at the pit stop, did Jeff have damage on the back end? Yeah. The answer now, yes, correct.
Yeah. You can see that silver wrinkly finish now.
But you asked the question, and the question was answered.
Yeah.
The 33 locking up all the way into the corner there. And Jeff did a heck of a job keeping that thing pointed in the right direction. But let's go back and look.
I'm sure Jeff is probably not a little happy about that. And we'll see what happens when, what goes around comes around, as they say.
There wasn't much room there either, to be honest with you. But we'll see if we look.
Things happen quick out here, like we've always said.
Yeah, so going into turn 3, looks like the 33. It's looking to the inside. Jeff kind of protects. He locks up into the corner, into the 31, and takes that position. So they did a really good job to make that not to not make that bigger than it was.
Yeah, and honestly, that was kind of similar to what happened we saw earlier with Ryan Hedrick and Kyle Milliken.
The only difference there, I would say, is
no curb.
It wasn't a commitment issue, because the 33 was absolutely committed, and we got the 42 had an issue. He's on pit road now, so the 42's calling it quits tonight. He's had enough. We'll go back and see what happened to him. But the 33 was committed, but he was committed from a long way back, and kind of filled that spot. Here's the 42 going into turn 3. Everything looks good so far. It touches the curb again, I believe, and goes right around and says, "That's enough for me."
Yeah, well, I think he had I don't know if he had a prior incident, because he was completely off the draft. Something happened to him where he was kind of on his own island.
He's struggling with handling issues all night. He started in third, moved up to second there on the initial start, and then spun and had issues ever since then.
Yeah, I'm going back trying to look at it too. I almost wonder if he had a pit road penalty. He had to come back in. It looks like he did get another set of tires as well, and probably just got frustrated and said, "I'm done."
It's unfortunate. We're actually seeing more and more people finding themselves frustrated with this car. I don't even know where to go with that, but I've seen a lot more people starting to come around to the fact that this car is not for them. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah, well, compared to the truck, if any of these guys did run Wednesday night's truck race, it's so glaringly obvious. And not even really having any seat time in this car in general on this track. But I can tell you right now, it doesn't look like it handles anywhere near where the truck was at the other night.
We got a battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th here on our screen. Fetter Place, Allen, Coy, and Ben Tracy now tagging to the back of this pack. Again, this 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on the track. 1st and 2nd kind of scooted away and are separated about a second and a half, and they're about 2.5 seconds up the road from this group.
Yeah, Nathan and Daniel right now, they're kind of on their own little island, just kind of doing their own thing. And Nathan, he doesn't have to worry, and Daniel, he just got to stay where he's at, and he knows he's in good shape. So it's really just kind of where they're at right now.
You see the lockup by the 19 of Coy, trying to make a move on the 14 of Lane Allen. It's cost him some time. Now he's falling back into the clutches of the 33 of Ben Tracy.
And Ben's looking better and better as the runs go. So, I almost wonder, too, if he's got a better long-run car on him. And we've already seen what he'll do on track. So, if he's motivated and if he gets that run on Richie, we're just going to have to be on the defense on that.
There's one thing he needs to do tonight. The only thing he can do to get in the playoffs is win outright. So we know that he's got his eyes focused on one thing and one thing only.
True, but with a guy like Nathan Biggert out there, who's just pulled himself, he's got a 1.2 second gap on the lead right now. Is that even possible? I know I'm calling it somewhat early, but unless Nathan has some critical issues tonight, I don't see anybody really else winning this.
Yeah, this battle for 3rd and, I guess 4th now. Fetter Place has kind of pulled away from this battle. So he's solidly locked up 3rd, but this is 4th, 5th, and 6th right here, and it's still looking pretty good between the 14, the 20, or so the 14, the 19, and the 33.
Yeah, and I almost thought I saw Richie get just tap the wall ever so slightly a couple laps back, and yeah, those three. I mean, it seems like they're all running the exact same setup because nobody's got anything for anybody. And I know that's not the case. They're all probably running different stuff, but none of them are really doing anything towards the other.
You see the 33 of Ben Tracy. He's doing something I think is pretty smart. We saw in the race last night, and I've seen before. Entering higher, kind of arcing down the track and trying to get the run off the corner.
Yeah, he's got a good line, but he's still not really making any moves on Richie. And then, too, they're all in passing, distance from each other, but they still got to kind of get there and set it up. And nobody seems like they even have a run to do that. Not to mention nobody's budging off that low line, so it's going to make it difficult for any of the three of them to, Lane. The only thing Lane's got to do is just go a little faster and start catching Brandon. The other two got the work ahead of them. Man, you got me all jazzed up too on the glowing rotors. I remember when, probably 15, 20 years ago when that was first a thing, when in sim racing, you'd get to see the gloaters roll.
The what?
Yeah, I know you're gonna make fun of me. The rotors glow, and it was so cool back in the day, and it's like now it's kind of often overlooked, but they really got that thing nailed down now. I mean, the way it fades too on the straightaway, it
looks
it's
really
almost
cool.
like watching it's like watching a lava lamp. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch. Definitely something to check out if you're out there watching us.
Watching them gloaters row.
Yeah. Somebody's got to row. Why not be the gloaters?
Oh, good. You know what rhymes with gloaters? Voters.
I was going to say victory fuel.
No. Nice try. Nice try. A segue there. But I was going to say voters because tomorrow's election night. Everybody get out and vote.
Yes, definitely. Do your patriotic duty. Vote twice if you can.
Yep. Vote early and vote often.
Except if you're in Canada, then don't vote for us. But you can still throw your sport. Wish us luck.
Laps are clicking by here. Lap 99. We're coming to start lap 100. 150 laps to go, Tony. Again, we'll be watching that fuel window. Man, Richie is right there on the back of the 14.
Yeah, Richie finally closed up. I'm just kind of going through the field now too.
And touched the wall.
Yeah, Nathan Biggert, he's just still pulling away. And then Daniel Simmons, who's got a good piece of equipment under him. Daniel is smack dab in the middle of first and second right now as far as the timing goes. And I mean, that's a 5-second gap from first to third. So I'm just waiting. Nathan's going to start lapping cars here in about another few laps.
So Feder Place has pulled away a good bit from this battle. He looks like he's got a good long run car.
Yeah, he's been showing up every week too with decent equipment and decent cars and real clean racing as well. And it's good to have this guy on board now within the league, and I'm sure he's real excited to start up next season. And he's definitely showing himself pretty good. And yeah, he's got third sewed up right now.
That's a good segue. We do have Season D has finally been announced. It's going to start in, 3 weeks, I guess, because next week is Phoenix, and then we get a week off, and then we come back. If you guys want to be a part of this, looking for clean racing, some respectful drivers, and have some fun, make sure to come join us for Season D. Check out www. I don't know why I included that. That's such a boomer thing to do, I guess. Go
Could you repeat the www dot what again?
www.
HTTP?
Yeah, HTTPS. Because it's secure. Anyway, I don't know. We got off track. Go to FTSR.net and check us out if you want. If you want to come run with some bozos, apparently. But if you want to come run with us, if you're looking for clean racing, some laid back guys, looking to have some fun, come check us out in the off season. It's free for the off season for you guys to come join, have some fun, see if you like what you experienced. And now Lane's going to let the 19 by here on the inside. Probably a smart move. It's like the 19 was a little bit quicker there.
Yeah, the two of them kind of had that breakaway from Ben Tracy as well. So
Yeah.
not a bad move on Lane's part.
But anyway, come check us out. Come join and see if it's for you. If you're under 6,000 I rating, and again looking for clean racing, we show it every week. So if you want to come be a part of it, definitely come check us out. I know we got some new guys coming on board for D season. Looking forward to that. Come be a part of it and get prepared for 2025 because we're building up. D season's all kind of a build up for 2025. So we'd love to have you guys come out and see if it's for you and get ready for 25. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, the one thing too, you gotta, you and I are going to be out there riding around racing. We're not going to be in the broadcast booth. There is not going to be a broadcast booth or broadcast for a D season. We're going to actually get out there and kind of throw the wheels around ourselves and
remind
about
ourselves.
the car.
I was going to say remind ourselves why we didn't like this car in the first place. Yeah,
exactly. So it still should be fun though. And yeah, definitely. If you're looking for a good clean league too, once the season starts, that's when the action happens. It's something nice to do around the holidays if you're home, roasting your toast by the fire. Come on out and join some racing.
I thought you roasted chestnuts by the open fire.
Yeah, some people, put their toes near the fire. Keep them, whatever.
Chestnuts, whatever part of the body you want,
Who the hell's got chestnuts?
Do you really want me to go there?
You're talking about body parts.
Well, I just, you said toes.
Well, yeah, sometimes you keep your toes by the fire.
They usually stay on my foot.
Well, yeah. Well, your foot's attached. Your toes got to get there somehow, right?
Oh, the anatomy of the human body. We're not going to go there.
You can tell the season's winding down here at FTS.
Absolutely. And the racing on track has been kind of spread out here. Nathan Biggert, your leader. The 06 of Daniel Simmons, second. Feder place in third, all kind of spaced out. Now, Richie Coy's been released from the 14 of Lane Allen. He's trying to run down the 34 of Feder place as he gets by the 47 of Ryan Hedrick, who is going to lap down. And now Ben Tracy trying to get by the 14.
Yeah, and while this is happening, you got Nathan Biggert. He just took Joshua Johnson or Ryan Hedrick a lap down. Then he took on Josh Johnson, put him a lap down. Worked on TJ Bartelt, put him a lap down. And now he's working on Wayne Grossi. And he's got a 3-second lead over Brandon Feder, Daniel Simmons. And then it's 6.5 seconds all the way back to Brandon Feder place. So Nathan is just putting on a show tonight. Just kind of like every week, too, which is it's very impressive, to say the least.
And here's a little secret for everybody, too. I've heard from himself, Nathan will not be back. So we're going to get some new winners in the off season. It'll be pretty competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of heard some rumors like that, too. It'd be sad to see him go. But I know some of the competitors probably aren't going to be overly disappointed.
You're sad to see him go, but love to watch him. I better not.
I'll say with the guy with the talent that he's got, why he isn't running a Road to Pro series or going for a pro license or
I was going to say
sponsorship.
You were sad to see him go, but love to watch him leave.
Well, I mean, like I say, as far as his talent goes, I mean, it's almost a little wasted here on us bunch of sloughs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're looking for a league, it's kind of focused around the weekend warrior kind of driver. We don't have much time to put into it. We're not the greatest out there, but we are pretty competitive, and we love kind of putting on a good show, good racing, product. That's kind of what we do. You see the 33 on the inside of the 14 of Lane Allen. Lane getting a little loose off the corner, still side by side as they head into 3.
Well, these guys have got. What do you got? Maybe almost 60 laps now on their tires. So, 50 laps. Almost 50 laps on the tires now. So, we're going to see them. They still got to ride around here for maybe another 40 laps or so before, they could say it's a split stage. And nobody looks sloppy out there either. So, as far as cautions go, they're going to have to make these tires run, make them last. And hopefully you get a little second wind out of those tires or to try to, make something happen here. Otherwise, everybody's going to go a lap down the way the pace Nathan's pulling out right now.
Well, so here's Nathan Biggert right there. He's gotten by the 7 of Wayne Grossi in 10th spot. 9 drivers on the lead lap. The next one up is going to be the 37 of Dublé. And Brian Dublay's doing a good job in the 37, hanging on P9, having a solid night.
Nathan's running about a tenth of a lap quicker than just about everybody else on the track right now, including Daniel Simmons in second. So at that pace, he's got enough laps to put everybody a lap down. Let's just put it that way. Now I wonder if that's maybe his goal. Who knows? I'm still not going to give him the hard charge reward for not queuing. That's all I'm saying. Everybody's kind of on their own little island now too. I don't really see anybody fighting for spots unless you're being lapped right now, and those are going as you expect, pretty smooth.
Yeah, I'm just watching Jeff Chandler here trying to close it on the 67 of Joshua John or James Wallace. 47
got a little bit away.
47 lets everybody by there, and Jeff is in a boomerang sandwich right now. He's got James Wallace in front of him and Brian Dublé behind him, and he had the 47 of Ryan Hedrick beside him at one point. So definitely, it looks like Hedrick's having some issues there, and he's going to come to pit road.
Yeah, and Jeff didn't really have. He really hasn't rebounded from that earlier incident with him and Ben Tracy. So he seems like he's kind of struggling a little bit. He's running a little bit faster pace than James Wallace. So we can definitely see him catching him, if not passing him, in a few laps. I'm actually going through looking at some lap times too. Lane Allen looks like he's probably going to eventually get passed by James Wallace too. Lane's running a little slower than about a tenth slower. There's like a tenth difference between Lane Allen, James Wallace, and Jeff Chandler right now. So I could see Jeff Chandler eventually getting up to Lane Allen for sixth. So he'll be able to. He might actually. Let's see what Ben Tracy. Now Ben Tracy's still running pretty good clip right now. So Jeff might not be able to give Ben that payback.
So you think there is payback?
I don't know. There maybe not a deliberate payback, but hey, I didn't appreciate that.
He's not going to cut him any breaks, I'm sure, but
exactly.
I'd be surprised if he does anything egregious.
Right.
On board with you. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, yeah, Jeff definitely isn't that kind of driver. We don't really have anybody like that in this league that does that. But we do have guys that will express their emotions, and kind of say, hey, I didn't like that. And that's respectable gentleman racing in my book.
Right on board with the 01 of Biggert. He gets by the 37 of Dublé. Sets a sign on teammate Jeff Chandler.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know Jeff definitely does not have the pace to stay in front of Nathan, but is Nathan gonna take him a lap down? I mean, with the lead, Nathan does have a pretty good lead, but he does not have nearly the lead he did at the end of the last stage. So I can tell you right now, Nathan's probably holding back a little bit.
There's Daniel Simmons. Only 2.7 seconds back, and he actually is gaining on him through the lap traffic.
Yeah, well, like I say, I don't think Nathan's running it as hard as he was on the earlier on, because he almost had a 4.5 second lead by the time we hit the stage. So he's definitely saving a little bit, and he can. I mean, he's got that lead, and if he is saving a little bit in the tank, he can just maintain that 2.6, 3 second lead, something like that. But the only thing too is you got Brandon Fetterplace running third, and the first and second are just walking away from him, and Brandon just getting slower and slower. And Richie Coy doesn't look like he's really gaining much on him. Brandon's still running a little bit better clip than Richie, but yeah, everybody's just way too spread out right now. I'm sure a few guys need some cautions. They would like to see maybe a caution or two. I know it would probably spice up stuff for us a little bit as well, but it's kind of how some of these races go.
You see the 33 of Ben Tracy here in 5th. Right behind the 57 of Joshua Johnson. Not having the night Josh wanted. Currently a lap down in 12th. We'll see what the pit strategy does, though, Tony. That's the one thing we've got yet to come is we'll see when people decide to pit. Are they banking on a caution? Do you want to pit early and take your chances? I tell you, if I was back there in, third, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, maybe second, but definitely third, fourth, or fifth, I might try to do something different in strategy and try to leapfrog some of these guys. Either force them to pit when they don't want to, or just do something different to put myself in a different situation. Here's the thing with Daniel just needs a solid night, so he's probably going to do whatever the leaders do. You know what I mean? Just kind of stay status quo and have a solid night. That's what he needs to do. But if I'm like Ben Tracy, who needs to win, or Richie Corey, who's got nothing to lose, those guys, I would definitely see them doing something different here to kind of try to flip the script on these guys and try to put myself in position to where those other guys have to think about deviating from their normal strategy or either putting them on the back foot.
Yeah, and well, I think the biggest thing right now is you've got Nathan Biggert that's just kind of lapping up the field, though. He's working on James Wallace now. He did give by Jeff Chandler, and another 20-something, 30 laps. I mean, you might only have 5 guys on the lead lap, and some of these guys with their strategy, you might be going a lap down anyway. So it's like, do you try and do that undercut even though you know you're going to be going a lap down? I mean, is that even going to work for you? The clip, they almost need Nathan Biggert to speed in pit road and get a penalty or something.
Well, I'm just saying, if your only path forward was to win, then you can't just do the same thing these guys are doing. You've got to try something different. Now, I don't know if the difference in tires and in speed will allow you to do that, but it's definitely something I'd be looking at because Nathan's best time is a 19:24, and he just ran a 20:06, so it's 0.8 of a second, and that's not much. That's not much of a difference.
Right. And I mean, we were talking about tire wear. There isn't a lot of tire wear, at least there wasn't in the trucks. But the tire, obviously, the longer you run on the tires, the slower you're going to be lap after lap. The lap times did slow down, but the tire wear didn't really get compounded where it's going to really, really slow you down, which was kind of nice. So, I mean, the car does still have that handling issue. And now we're watching Jeff Chandler going after the 67. 67 just get passed by Jeff Chandler's teammate, Nathan Biggert. And, Jeff's going by James Wallace. James kind of gave him that spot. And I know Jeff's trying to hang on to that lucky dog spot right now, too. So see what he could do.
True. So move Jeff up to P7. First car 1 lap down.
Yeah, Nathan Biggert, he's got Lane Allen now in his windshield, just trying to catch him. He's going to make it pretty easy in another couple laps here. Nathan's just got a blistering pace right now.
He's like a robot, man.
He's got just the entry. I mean, if you notice the entry, just watch how he kind of closes in on Lane, and he can just dive it right into the corner really well. And he loses a little bit on exit, but that entry is that's a strong part right now. And you can almost think that, if he didn't have Lane in the way, you watch the entry when eventually he does get Lane. He can just dive it down in there and just kind of roll that corner. And he's kind of staying in the middle groove, too. He's not really too low.
Great pictures from the back of the 14. Lane Allen looking back at the leader. He's doing everything he can to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, and it's just the inevitability too. It's like you're hoping for a caution, but the way things are going right now, it's just a caution is not really in the cards. And there, Nathan, taking a look, and that entry, he just was able to get around lane without any problem.
And all this has allowed Jeff Chandler to close up on lane as well. Looks like Jeff's got a really good long run car.
Yeah, and it's kind of shocking too, with Jeff and Nathan not really sharing the same setup as we learned last week. But yeah, I kind of knew Jeff had a little quick car. Although you watch Jeff too, Jeff's got a great entry. So maybe they are sharing a couple of notes this week because Jeff late in this run here, yeah, he's kind of looking a little bit like his teammate.
Joseph in the chat says it'd be sad to see him go, especially when he's willing to share information. But last week he even said it. He wasn't sharing information with Jeff.
Yeah, he said they weren't sharing anything.
So I don't know, teammate. If you're not sharing with your teammates, I'm not sure you're doing much for anybody else.
Yeah, right.
Lap 155.
Yeah, 155.
250. Less than 95 laps to go here. And they still have yet to make a pit stop. They're going to have to make a pit stop here shortly. As you see, Jeff Chandler still trying to get by Lane Allen.
I would say we are going to see somebody coming in maybe within the next 10 laps or so. Although, to me, if it were me, I would play the strategy of staying out as long as you can. Maybe hopefully catch a caution. If some of the leaders have already pitted. I think that's really your only option at this point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to do something different.
Right. I mean, if you're a Ben Tracy, Richie Coy, Brandon Fetterplace, even Daniel Simmons, stay out as long as you can.
And as
see if you could get Nathan to come in, and maybe one of your teammates will spin or something. I'm not saying we condone that.
Here comes the 20 of TJ Bartell on the pit road.
And I'm looking at Josh Johnson now too.
Joshua Johnson on pit road. So it's time to pit apparently. Well, some of these guys have decided to come on in.
Jeff Chandler's fighting. I'm watching. That's really the only action we have on the track right now. Fighting for that lucky dog spot. Jeff Chandler and Lane Allen. We know Lane's going to stay down there. I don't know if he's going to try and give that up.
If I'm closing on my pit window and I'm Jeff too here, I might just pit at this point and hope that I can leapfrog him in pit road.
Well, you would almost think too that him and his teammates, his teammate are in communication. Like, when's Nathan planning on pitting? Because that's really, I think, what all inquiring minds really want to know more than anything. They want to know when the leader's going to pit.
James Wallace, Brian Dublé on pit road, teammates here, deciding to come down pit road right now.
Yeah, when you're lapped down too, I don't see any other way around it. You're just better off just pitting. Maybe you can kind of gain up a little bit. It's not like you're going to get your lap back. I mean, especially too at this place, you probably go another 2 laps down.
I'm serious about Jeff. I'd call him in a few laps early, and maybe use those fresher tires to gain that extra time on the 14, get in some clean track. Got to make some space, even though you got a few lap older tires. At least then you'd have clean track to kind of use them.
And Nathan Biggert is in.
Yep, Nathan in the pits. Daniel decides to stay out.
See, and this is where I would be staying out, especially too. You got a few guys coming in for pits. Fresh tires.
At this point,
somebody might get a little greasy. There might be a little slip up by some of these guys on these cold tires.
Right. You see Nathan come in early, and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to do the opposite. Here comes Daniel Simmons deciding to come to pit road. Fetterplace will stay out. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd do something, again, I would just do the alternate strategy. Ben Tracy in the pits as well. So
Lane Allen going in.
Lane Allen in the pits.
Locking them up. I don't know if he got a speeding there, but probably close.
Better Place continuing to cycle around the track. Richie Coy and Jeff Chandler out there as well. Wayne Allen. Wayne Allen. It's Wayne Grossi, not Lane Allen.
Ben Tracy coming on exit right now. I don't even remember if we said he was in for a pit.
He exits right in front of the 19 of Coy. I'm sorry, the 57. 57 of Joshua Johnson. No, that's not Coy.
Yeah, Lane looked pretty good, so no pit road penalty there. He did smoke him coming in. I was a little unsure, but he looked all right. Looks like we got TJ Bartell has left the building. I guess you were right. He really doesn't like this track.
Ben Tracy having all kinds of trouble trying to get around the 57 of Joshua Johnson. Finally does. Jeff Chandler in the pits.
And we got Brandon Fetterplace and Richie Coy right now.
Oh, we got somebody in the wall.
Oh, is it Nathan Bigger?
I think it was Nathan Bigger. It was. He's coming to pit road. He's broke. Oh, he's spinning. Collects the 67, flips over.
Oh, wow.
Caution is out.
Well, that was his strategy.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he couldn't get locked down. He definitely had some issues. He was trying to get into pit road, and
Daniel Simmons involved in that as well.
Oh.
Jeez, caution is out. Let's go back and look at it. Well, this is coming to pit road. So he decided, he knows he's broke at this point, tries to come to pit road, starts swerving, locks up, wrecks, collects the 67, and the 06 has nowhere to go and runs into the 67 as well. But let's go back a lap before, because I think, actually, I don't know. No, this is before that.
He got a little loose. He was trying to, he had fresh tires around Brandon Fetterplace. He was trying to get around him, and I don't know if the car just got wonky on him. It didn't look like he even touched the curb or anything. Just kind of shot up towards the wall. Then I believe he got damage from that, and he was just coming in to get his pit. But with the damage, he couldn't get the car slowed down.
I'm trying to see, because he had some issues. There he is in the wall. Let's go back. Can we rewind that lap?
You can see his right front was completely destroyed from that early contact.
We're gonna rewind it here, because I want to see what he did. Coming off turn 4, gets loose, cuts right or left and into the wall, and I'm sure that gave him some damage. And decides to come to the pit road, and this is where the other issues happen. I don't know, just like he starts swerving and then hops the curb, catches the 67, pops up on the side of the car, which, whatever that was.
Well, it looked like he just had brake lock up, and and if he was having a bad suspension as well, it just threw the car around.
Well, this definitely mixes things up, because Fetterplace and Coy had yet to pit. And then you got Wayne Allen, who is on the lead lap, telling the lead lap with Daniel Simmons and Ben Tracy.
Wayne Grossi, you mean?
What did I say?
You said Wayne Allen again.
Jeez.
Yeah, and hopefully Daniel Simmons didn't get too much damage on that, even though he still looks like on the lead lap along. It looks like Ben Tracy's also on the lead lap.
Yeah, they are. They're going to take the wave around here and get back.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're getting wave around right now.
On the lead lap, and everybody's going to get lined up here. Really mixes things up. So Fetterplace and Coy able to pit under that caution. And Grassi right there with him.
Well, I was saying for quite a while there, something needs to happen to Nathan Biggert for anybody else to really have a stab at this. And
Those guys didn't even get
it
caught
looks
up
like
there.
somebody heard me.
Oh, contact going into turn 1. The 34 of Fetter Place, the 19 of Coy. Fetter Place drives it in there, still side by side through 3 and 4.
I'm kind of in the back of the field. I'm watching Daniel Simmons right now, trying to just get through some of the lap traffic because he wasn't able to catch up to the pack when we went green here. And
Yeah.
he's got a little bit of work cut out for him right now, but he does have plenty of time to get there. I know Wayne Grassi's probably pretty happy about this, but still got a lot of work cut out for him to close the deal on this one.
Yeah, currently running third. It really worked out for him. Put him in position. Got Daniel Simmons closing behind him.
Yeah, and Daniel still has quite a bit of a run to go. I think he's got at least 3 cars he's still got to get past just to even get to Wayne's bumper.
So who had the 01 causing the caution that the 01 didn't need on their bingo card?
Yeah, that for me, for sure.
Not
All
I.
right, Daniel Simmons gets by Jeff Chandler, so he's got 2 more cars before he can get to Wayne Grassi.
Yeah, and he is hauling too.
Oh, yeah.
But now the unfortunate part, they actually are at a tire disadvantage of the guys up front. So he definitely had a faster car, but he's going to have to make up that time.
He didn't. I'm going to go back and take a look at actually when he did pit compared to some of the other guys.
Well, he couldn't have pitted that last caution because if so, he'd have been a lap down. He was telling the lead lap, so he stayed out. He pitted under green, and Richie and Fetter Place were able to pit under that last caution as well as Wayne. That's why they got the waiver out. They didn't come in the pit road.
Right, yeah, no, I'm looking, but he only pitted he only had about 5, he's got about a 5-lap tire disadvantage compared to Richie Coy.
Yeah, and it's not much. Yeah.
Brandon Fetter Place. That's kind of what I was looking for. Oh, he just got a little front nose damage.
Yeah, he did. I don't think it will hurt him too bad because he just hit, the bodies on these cars are pretty stout, so I don't think he really did much damage to the car, but he did run into, who was that? The 67. And that's another guy that was very unfortunate in that, too. Got caught by the 01.
Yeah. Well, even Nathan just to flip over. That was kind of wild to see.
Yeah, that was something else. I don't think I've ever seen a car flip at Martinsville.
No, the only thing I can see with Daniel, too, with the front nose damage, I had very similar front nose damage in a Sonoma race, and I was overheating.
Did you see a plastic surgeon?
I did not.
No. Yeah, overheating may be a concern, but these cars are not.
You're not really. Yeah, well, and you're not going to see the rigmarole that you would at a road course here. So he probably doesn't have too much to worry about. It didn't really affect me that bad at the road course, but it was something that it would pop up every now and again. So he'll probably be all right with it.
Daniel Simmons really trying to get by the 14 of Lane Allen as the 37 is going to let them both by here. He'll kind of box the 06 in.
Yeah, Brian Dublé kind of got out of the way, let them get around. I know Daniel Simmons he's like, get out of my way. I got to go. But he's definitely got the pace right now, too. So he should be able to eventually clear lane here in a couple laps and start working on Wayne. Try to get back up there. Even with the tire deficit, he still had probably the quickest car. So I don't know. I can see
Noah Lawrence back in the chat with his trouser chili moment again. He said that was definitely a trouser chili moment, no doubt. Talking about the 01, either flipping on the side or the 67 getting involved in that, all that was definitely a trouser chili moment.
But if we're at Martinsville, would it be a trouser chili dog moment?
Oh God, what have we done?
Well, that's what they sell. They're famous for the coney dogs here, right? The foot-long coney dogs, they call them.
They're not foot long.
I thought they were. They were foot-long coney
No.
dogs.
No.
I've never been there, but no. Are you sure?
A Martinsville hot dog is it's not a coney dog.
Well, isn't that what a chili dog is? That's what they call them, coney dogs, right? No? I mean, I'm from Chicago. I only know hot dogs two ways. Chili dogs and then with Chicago style. There's no other hot dog from there.
I don't know. I don't think. But they're not a foot long. I know that.
Oh, okay. See, now I was misunderstood. Misinformation. I thought they were footlongs.
Mm-hmm.
I remember maybe Elliott Sadler.
You should
Herman
do your
Sadler
research.
One day. Yeah, well, I'm not going to go around tasting track hot dogs.
Daniel Simmons was finally able to get around the 14 of Lane Allen. He's going to chase down the 7 of Wayne Grassi here.
You can kind of see how much Lane was holding him up because he took off after he got by him. And now Daniel's kind of like, all right, I could finally start racing guys for positions now.
He was very patient, very, very patient.
He was. You could tell he was locking him up a little bit, trying to get on, trying to intimidate a little bit. And but yeah, very, very good job. He's still got 5 seconds though to get that lead back from Richie Coy.
Yeah,
Richie Coy's got a good 2-second lead over Brandon Fetterplace right now.
5.7 seconds back to Daniel Simmons. Daniel has been the second best car all race, so we'll see if he can make that up.
Well, even before the accident, I mean, Daniel, even before pit stops, Daniel still had a 5-second gap over second or third place at the time, Brandon Fetterplace. So yeah, Daniel definitely's got a piece under him. He just gotta be calm, drive smooth. I mean, he did get by Wayne right now, so he's solidly in third. Well, looking at Brandon now.
I still got over 50 laps to go here, so
50 laps, and he's got 5.5 seconds to make up. And he's got less of tire on top of it too. But I'm looking at lap timing right now too, and Daniel is Daniel's running quicker than both Richie and Brandon right now.
Well, that's true too. You got to factor in the fact he's going to have to get around Fetterplace when he gets there too. So there's still that battle to be had when he catches the 34. And in my opinion, he can't waste any time there. He's kind of like Ryan Newman. Boy, I am reaching back tonight. Ryan Blaney was last night. He's just got to get to him and pass him quick and make time.
Yeah. Well, Richie was just running 6s that last lap. Brandon was running 5s. Daniel was running 4s. So those guys from first and second better start keeping their mirrors open.
I just don't know if he's got time. That's that's 5.4 seconds now. How much time's he got to make up a lap? If it's 50 laps and 5.5 seconds.
Yeah, he's exactly 50 laps right now. He's basically got to make that 10th of a lap, which is what he's basically doing now. He's there if he can keep this pace. I
wish I'd have paid attention. I don't know what his pace was like on old tires either, though.
Well, he was still running away from the leaders, because Richie and both Brandon kind of fell off a little bit towards the end of that run, because he had a 5-second gap before pit stops over third and fourth, easy.
Well, this could be interesting.
We got Daniel Simmons. Jamie Knott made it entertaining last week, and we got Daniel, his teammate, doing it this week.
Fetterplace, let's not count him out either, because he was running faster lap times than Richie on the late run as well. He's only 1.7 seconds back, so I don't want to sleep on him as well. He's definitely got a shot to make himself known here before the end of this race. 1.6 now.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it, and they both kind of fell off, but yeah, Richie right now of the top 3 is running the slowest. Now Richie might be saving a little bit, just kind of saving a little bit in his tank for later on, which we know Richie can do and does do, but yeah, it's going to be a good top 3 here right now. It's going to be pretty exciting towards the end here.
By the way, speaking of sponsors, again, like I said, I haven't shouted out our sponsors like I really wanted to this season. Raven Graphics is actually the company that Doyle Lawrence owns. That's the painter that paints the Silver Surfer back here, the 31 of Jeff Chandler, paints those cars. So does a great job too. So I just wanted to shout out Raven Graphics as well for coming on board and sponsoring the broadcast as well. You looked him up on Facebook, Raven Graphics.
Looks like James Wallace had a little bit of an issue, had a disconnect, and he's back in here. I don't know if he's back on track, though. I don't see him out here, so he's probably just spotting for his team, which is what I often would do when the night doesn't go your way. Brandon is starting to close down Richie Coy. He's almost got it down to a second here.
That's what I was watching too. He's actually, he's 1.4 seconds now.
Daniel's not on pace though. He did kind of slow down. He's kind of stalled, it looked like, in third. He's kind of slowly losing time now to our leaders.
Nathan Biggert back out on track after that issue. Several laps down, but back on track.
Yeah, he's 25 laps down. Again, he's not in any risk of, being in our playoffs next week. So just an unfortunate night. Fortunate what happened to him tonight.
I think I just saw some smoke off the 19 of Coy. Lost a lot of time. Now he's down to less than a second. Brandon Fetterplace has caught him. I wonder if Coy actually hit the wall there.
It's one of those things. He could be looking in his mirror, and you lose a little track of it, and next thing you know, you're scraping that wall.
Yeah, look at Fetterplace. Now Fetterplace has a little issue off the corner, but he's 0.8 seconds now. Whatever happened, Coy lost a lot of time.
He locked him up going into it looked like turn 3, actually. That's what I saw. I didn't see him tap the wall or anything, but it was a pretty good lockup going into 3. But yeah, there's a 1 second gap between first and second right now. And unfortunately, Daniel kind of ran out of steam. But Daniel's, even finishing third though, Daniel's still in a good spot right now to be in our top 4. And I believe Jeff Chandler, the way the points are falling right now, Jeff Chandler still is in good shape as well.
Yeah, he'd have to lose a lot of time, or a lot of positions to Ben Tracy. I don't know who, Joshua Johnson, James Wallace, and I believe
Wayne, right, or TJ maybe.
I thought, yeah. I don't know. Let's pull it up. You'd have to Ben Tracy, James Wallace, Lane Allen, and Joshua Johnson. And right now, I think all those guys are behind him or right ahead. Yeah, Lane is right ahead of him. Ben's ahead of Lane, and the other two are behind him. So he's doing what he needs to do.
Yep. About 36 laps to go.
I believe 34.
Oh yeah, 30. No, 36. 35 now, by the time we figure it out.
Well, just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait a lap. I'll be right.
Just wait. One of us will be right.
Better play still at a 1.2 second lead. Coy with a 1.2 second lead over Fetter Place. Whatever that was, it cost him a lot of time immediately, and it looks like Richie was able to get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, and like I say, from what I saw, Richie kind of locked him up in the 3. It probably, broke his concentration, got out of that groove, and he's back in the groove now. He's starting to actually put a little spacing on Brandon. Daniel Simmons, though, unfortunately, I just don't think he's got the tire. Maybe those five laps, and then just trying to burn through the field to get the third, kind of jazzed him up, because he is not really anywhere near coming close to catching second right now. And with the laps clicking away, it's just they need a caution really if they
And
want a piece of this.
I think Daniel kind of knows it. He just needs a solid night. And I think he's kind of settled in the third and said, okay, because he just pulled over and let Nathan Biggert by with a damaged car several laps down. So he may just be settling in at this point and maybe even hoping for a caution to get back into this thing.
Well, you figure too, he's got 6 seconds to make up, just to even get to second as it is right now, and fourth place Wayne Grossi right now is it's almost 6 seconds behind him, so he really doesn't have anything to lose but just ride around for another 30 laps or so and go on to next week.
Better place trying to close in. Now he's got it down to 0.8 of a second. He is kind of making ground.
Yeah, he did step it up those last couple laps, and I don't know if Richie got a little loose or I don't know what exactly happened there, but yeah, Brandon got a second win. And he's starting to catch him pretty quickly now.
He is. Down to 0.7 of a second.
Now we know even in this short track there is a little bit of that draft, so that's that second, there's a hair of that where you can kind of catch a little bit of the draft of that car in front of you a little bit. Not much like you'd see in other tracks, but there is a little bit of that here. And he's continually running a tenth faster than Richie.
Yeah, just right on board with the 34 here. Just kind of listen to what he's doing. He's really driving into the corner, making up time. And I'm sure Richie sees that. And if you start looking in your mirror, you can start making some mistakes too. So
Richie's just got to look out the mirror. Try to hit them marks. Don't make mistakes.
Look out the mirror or the windshield?
The windshield. Windshield, yeah, not the mirror. Don't look out the mirror. Don't pay any attention to that guy behind you.
As a matter of fact, it looks like the Federer place had an issue off turn 4 that has cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, he looked like he got a little loose out of 2. Driving it in like that, though, is probably, depending on your brake bias, it might heat up them rear tires a little bit, kind of hurt your exit. He is definitely driving in a lot harder than Richie is right now.
Well, we got 23 laps to go here at Martinsville Speedway, the Martinsville 250. A lot has happened to get us to this point. Nathan Biggert was dominating. He had an issue after pit stops and wrecked his car and then wrecked it on entry of pit road and collected the 67 to Wallace and a little bit of contact with the 06 of Daniel Simmons, which may have hindered him a little bit. But that's given Richie Coy the lead. Brandon Federer plays in second. Daniel Simmons now in third. Wayne Grossi fourth and Ben Tracy fifth, and that is your lead lap cars right now.
Yeah, the only big action I see on the track right now, because we only really have 5 guys on the lead lap, and it's that battle for first right now, and it's not really much of a battle. Brandon is just, you could tell his car is getting real loose. He just tapped the wall there, and he's pushing it for everything he's got to try to catch Richie, but everything he's thrown at it, it's going the wrong way.
Starting to see the sunset too. That's going to be, the sun's going to be in this guy's eyes a little bit around this track. Could throw you off on your braking points if you're not careful as well. Just a bunch of challenges here as we break within 20 laps to go. Now 19 to go here at Martinsville.
See, that's the beauty about not running high-end hardware as far as graphics go. You could turn off some of them sun rays. You don't have to worry about that much.
Now, a guy that's focused on realism as much as you are, that surprises me.
I like the realism, I like the immersion, but I don't have a whole lot of money spent on a computer either. So you know me though too. I do everything on a budget. So if I got to sacrifice sun rays,
well, you said
sun rays, I got to sacrifice.
You sound like you said you can turn them on. You see the 01 of Biggert back there behind those guys just hit the wall off 4 again.
Well, the computer runs better when you don't have the high visuals turned on,
right.
And especially too in VR, I take a huge hit just in VR alone. So again, VR is just so much more graphically demanding. Just it is what it is. You always got to make a sacrifice somewhere. I've been chasing graphics all my life, my entire sim racing career. So VR just made me start from ground zero again.
See, I want to bigger out here, many laps down, trying to work around second place. That's got to be annoying if you're in the 34th spot.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But you almost Nathan's out there running like he wants to get them 25 laps back. And maybe if we did a full run of a 500 lap race, he might be able to get a few of them laps back. I could see he'll probably at least get one done before it's over.
34 really loose into the corner, saves it, but that's pretty much going to do it there.
Yeah, you could tell he was getting loose earlier, and it has definitely not gotten better for him. And Richie's just driving away. Richie's out to a 2.5 second lead now, so Richie's got to continue to do what he's doing.
We've seen some weird things here tonight. The 19 is catching some lap traffic here. I wouldn't say this thing's over quite yet, but if he can ease his way through traffic, he should have this one locked up, as barring a late race caution.
Ooh, Brandon got a little loose on entry there. Kind of got out of the groove. Nathan gets by him. So now Richie's going to have to deal with Nathan.
You might want to check and see if you're live.
Oh, was that a little while?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe I am not 100% live.
I was like, what is he talking about? Oh, yeah. No, that happened 2 laps ago. All right, 19's pulling up on the back of the 31 of Jeff Chandler. And Jeff's going to move by and let him go, along with the 57 of Joshua Johnson. Good, courteous, respectful move there by both of them.
Yeah, Richie, the next guy Richie's going to come across is Wayne Grossi, our 5th place driver right now. He's got to hang in there for another 7 laps now.
And it's with 8 to go. 787.
Oh, yeah.
787 laps.
You don't want to go live.
Better place now, 2.6 seconds back. Daniel Simmons, 8.7 seconds back. Everybody just kind of settled in. Ben Tracy, 17 back. Wayne, 19 back. They're 2 seconds apart. No battle there for the top 5. Just bringing it home at this point.
Yeah, this is a long, tough race for a lot of these guys, too. I know half the field are probably like, could we just be done with this right now? Or, there's a few guys out there like, I could go another 50 laps, another 100 laps maybe.
Saw the 01 of Nathan get the wall again off turn 4 and off turn 2.
Yeah, Nathan looks like he really just wants to try and get by Richie, at least get one of them laps back. I don't know. I know he's got tire right now. We know he's got a quick car, even though, it was damaged, but I don't think he's got enough laps to get that done.
Coming to 4 to go here. The 19 of Coy continuing to lead. And we're going to tell Coy he was kind of gifted this one. This is, he was running, 4th when the caution came out? Or was running 4th before pit stops. And it just kind of fell right where he stayed out. Inherited, was he the lead or second place on this restart?
I believe he was second place because Brandon had the lead.
Able to kind of jump on the outside of Brandon, and yeah, sometimes things just fall your way.
Well, it was kind of what we were talking about earlier. Doing something different than the leader. Just the fact that they stayed out, they were able to capitalize. Unfortunately, it was the leader at the time that kind of gave them the opportunity with the yellow. But, you never know. You never know who and when and where a yellow can strike. And sometimes you're playing those odds.
Coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Martinsville. Richie Corey leading the way. And this is going to be great momentum going into Phoenix. 2 wins in this round. And is going to carry that on to Phoenix and hopefully fight for a championship. Through 3 and 4, though. He's going to claim the win here at Martinsville Speedway. Richie Coy, your winner tonight, the 19 in the Martinsville 250.
Yeah, he was able to get it done. And Brandon Fetter placed second, Daniel Simmons third. Ben Tracy coming from a great rebound at fourth. And Wayne Grossi rounding out your top 5. Staying on the lead lap. Good effort for those guys.
Absolutely. Here comes the 5. Lane Allen's going to finish 5th. Actually, we'll just go into our race results here. We'll show you where everybody finished. Richie Coy taking home the win tonight in the number 19 Ford. Brandon Fetter place coming home P2. Another solid finish for Brandon. P3 for Daniel Simmons in the 06. 4th place is going to be the 33, Ben Tracy. 5th is going to be the 7 of Wayne Grossi. 6th place is going to be the 14, Lane Allen. 16th is Jeff Chandler in the number 31 Toyota. 8th is going to be Brian Dublé in the 37. 9th is the 57, teammate Joshua Johnson. Nathan Biggert will come home P10 after that accident off turn 4. He spun, hit the wall, and then spun coming to pit road. 11th is going to be the 67 of James Wallace. 12th, TJ Bartell. 13th, Ryan Hedrick. And 14th, Kyle Milliken. Rounds out your short field here tonight. Short field for a short track, Tony.
Yeah, these guys put on a good show again as usual. And, hey, thanks to that late race caution by Nathan Biggert, made it a little interesting for us. So, Nathan,
True.
Even though you didn't win, you did a good job tonight, or at least for broadcast purposes.
Absolutely. Created some drama, some excitement for sure. And almost a flip here at Martinsville. Who had that on their bingo card?
Honestly, yeah, that I wasn't exactly expecting that, but that's what this little paper clip will do for you.
All right, we're going to throw it over to our post-race show, sponsored by Victory Fuel, and see if we can talk to a few of these guys that finished off tonight. Let's grab Daniel Simmons, who finished 3rd tonight. Grabbing him, moving him. And there he is. Tonight's 3rd place finisher, the 06. Daniel Simmons has the night he needs. Solid night tonight, Daniel. And you'll be moving on to race for a championship next week at Phoenix.
Yeah. Plan was just to come in and survive this deal, try to get some stage points. And looked like we had a pretty good car out there. I don't know what ended up happening to Nate, causing some damage and him getting out of control, but just didn't work out with the pit strategy there. The way it kind of fell, and then I got a little damage out of that deal too. So
yeah,
all in all, it was good. Going to Phoenix, I guess.
I was going to say, you were kind of involved in all that. Coming to pit road, looks like he lost control of his car, ended up sliding up the track, collecting to 67. And then here you come in, and there's a car parked on the high side, a car flipping in the middle of the track. What was your thoughts when you saw that going on?
Well, I saw him down the front stretch. He was really low, and I saw smoke coming off of his car, and I was like, man, he must have went down and brushed a wall or something. And I saw him going down the back stretch turn to come into pit road. And then all of a sudden he just come back right. So by that point in time, I think he was like upside down in the middle of the track at the bottom. They really wouldn't know where to go. And these things they don't stop good. I slid my front end, and I forgot who it was. It might have been the 67. Just kind of T-boned him. I got already pitted, and then I had to sit there so long. I thought the 67 was going to pull off, and he never did, and kind of got us behind there, so I didn't have time to come in and fix any damage, and the car just really didn't drive right after that. So just trying to hang on to it.
Yeah, it was definitely a turning point of the race, and very interesting. Tony, I'm going to throw it to you.
Yeah, back to that. We saw you had front nose damage, and we were just wondering, how bad was the car damaged, and was there any overheating issues or anything like that? And you were looking good for a while too, kind of tearing through the field. I mean, I know you kind of missed the green flag a little bit, so you're trying to make up a little bit. and we thought you actually had a chance to maybe at least take second, but possibly even win this thing. But then you kind of fell off. So yeah, kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, it just wasn't. Whenever I come out the pits right there, I made some small adjustments, and it was really good. I was running qualifying laps, just kind of riding. So I was like, well, heck, I've at least got second place tied up. I felt like, and then like I say, whenever we went back green, I don't know what I messed up in the front end, if the toe got hurt or what it was, but it just wouldn't. It would push one lap and loose the next. It was just super inconsistent. And then yeah, that whole not being able to catch the pack on the coming to the green right there, that kind of hurt too, because I had to push my stuff a little bit more than I needed to, and it was already hurt. So it's adding insult to injury, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were running good laps for a while there. So yeah, I mean, you kind of kept us on our toes. We saw you coming, and then yeah, you kind of fell off. So
yeah, we were watching you, and we were like, well, I don't know. He had to pace before the pit stops, but I did forget about you sliding your tires and the damage you got, and being unable to fix it. I'm sure it kind of hindered things a little bit there, but still a good rebound from a bad situation to come home P3. Again, a solid night. You did what you needed to do. Next week's really the big prize, trying to get the championship. So heading into Phoenix, how much preparation have you done for Phoenix? Are you guys prepared and ready to roll on over there?
I haven't done any. I guess here, most of this season right here, I hadn't even. The only time I got on was to get on and jump into the session here. I ain't been racing any official stuff or practicing or anything. So probably put in a little bit of time for Phoenix. Maybe hit a couple official races this week and work on it a little bit since I made it to the final dance here.
Well, congratulations once again on third place tonight. Again, you did exactly what you needed to do. Solid night. Head into Phoenix. Look forward to seeing you next week, but I'm going to hand you the mic there, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Yeah, man, I got to thank Jamie and Ben, teammates, Ben, car owner. Got to thank Team Connie for the amazing sets, and go try to get Tracy Motorsports a championship next weekend.
Awesome. Well, there's your third place finisher tonight, the 06 of Daniel Simmons, rolling into Phoenix with a shot at the championship. Right behind him, though, the 34 Brandon Fetterplace comes home in P2, one spot short of that top spot. But Brandon, we saw you laying it all out on the line there at the end of the race, man. You were giving it everything you got. But congratulations on still a solid P2 finish.
I appreciate it. I was just fighting an ill-handling car all night. I'm actually really tired. That was a grueling race, and like you said, I threw everything I had at him at the end of that race there, and the car just wasn't having it. I just couldn't do it. So, he did a heck of a job tonight. So, I can honestly say I did everything I could.
Yeah, absolutely. But you did have a solid night. You were running pretty good. And then that caution came out, kind of mixed everything up. I don't know if you saw anything that happened there, but it was pretty exciting there in turn 3. But that kind of changed the whole strategy and everything. And I think you were still out on track, so you were able to pit under caution. When that caution came out, was it were you elated? Were you happy about that? Or were you kind of disappointed, just wanted things to kind of run out the way they were?
Well, I was disappointed because I was both. I was disappointed because Nathan, I think he must have got a big run on me coming out of the corner. I didn't even realize that he had, because I was going up to give him the bottom, and I guess he lost it behind me and hit the wall. Like all of a sudden I seen that he was gone, and I was like, "What just happened? Where did he go?" And then the caution came out, and I was like, "Oh no!" Like I have 0x. What just happened? Like what's going on?
Yeah, it looks like he got loose behind you and hit the wall, hit the inside wall. But that wasn't the caution. The caution happened coming to pit road. It was crazy.
Oh hell, I got to go back and watch it then. I'm gonna see what was going on. But I mean, for me, what made me okay with it was I hadn't pit yet, so I guess that trapped half of the field a lap down. I was actually getting ready to come down pit road because I seen a leader stop. So I think did that alter anyone's night, I guess? Quite a few people's, huh?
I don't really know if it changed anything playoff wise, but definitely changed the play, the way the race played out for sure. And Tony, I'm going to throw it to you. Maybe you got something to add.
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask, when were you planning? Because yeah, you and Richie for sure. I believe Wayne Grossi as well benefited from that late rate, the late caution. So yeah, I was curious to know when you were planning on coming to pit, and it was pretty fortunate though. You did it fell as it did.
Right. Like I said, I seen them pit, and I really didn't even have a game plan tonight. Like I said, I was just so focused on this car because it was such a bear to drive. So, I seen them pit and I thought, okay, I'm going to stay out another 5 laps. What do I have to lose? I'm not in the playoffs. I'm just going to kind of ride around for a little bit and see if a caution comes out. Because, otherwise, here in about 5 or 10 laps, I'm just going to pit. And it just seemed to work out, I guess.
And it played out right into your hands for sure. And it was interesting for sure. And but man, before that, you were having a great run. Looked solid out there. Was actually able to kind of work your way through the field. Ended up, I think you were running third before the pit stop. So still a great, solid night. And again, congratulations.
Like I said, I felt stable, but if I pushed the car, as you've seen, especially at the end of the run there, it just was not happy. Like I was telling Richie, I said, it was kind of strange that I was catching you and I downshifted. And as soon as I downshifted, it was like the rear tires locked up and I had to lock them up to not spin around. So this car was not happy. So
sounds like neither was the driver.
Get to him. Yeah, I wasn't either. I said, you're going to turn. And then it decided to turn too much. So
yeah,
it was.
Oh, trust me, something. I know the car is a bear. That's for sure. But great job hanging on to it there. Like I said, we did see you kind of pushing for everything it's worth. But I'm going to hand you the mic there, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs tonight for coming on P2.
I appreciate it. Thanks to Boo Esports, my team, for all the work that we put in. Thanks to you all for the broadcast. I'm tired.
He's exhausted, Tony.
Yeah,
Well, he did say tired. He was, so yeah.
Thank you to Elevated, for how long he was in the race. He helped me out a little bit. He left a little bit early. I think he spun out. Just thanks to everyone who watches. Thanks to, like I said, you all on the broadcast. So we'll see you all next week.
All right. As your second place finisher tonight, Brandon Fetterplace, not in the points, but comes on with a P2 finish, heading into Phoenix. Again, makes another impact on the impact is not the right word, but he's making his name known in the top 5. Let's just say it that way, because he's having every week has a solid run.
Yeah, every week he's been coming along and showing what he's got, and I know next season he's going to be ready to get in that points battle, and we're going to see what he's got.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I expect him to be a part of it. But tonight, tonight Christmas came early for the 19 of Richie Coy, 19 Coy. 19 or Coy or Richie or whatever we want to call you. Congratulations on the win tonight here at Martinsville.
Well, I guess it's ho, 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 mother. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you.
You know the thing.
If you know, you know. Christmas came early today. I don't know what to tell you. I was actually thinking about just parking the car about halfway through the race because it sucks so bad.
Well, you struggled through it, and then when Nate had his issues, you were there you and Brandon both kind of there to capitalize. You guys kind of stayed out a little longer and had that caution kind of help you guys for sure. But yeah, Brandon was kind of keeping you honest there towards the end. He was pushing. We were watching him. He's pushing for everything it's worth, and it finally, his car kind of started giving up the ghost. I think the tires couldn't hang on. Daniel with his damage and his issues on tires, he was trying to charge up but didn't have anything. So yeah, it's funny how things work out sometimes like that. I know you've had some bad luck recently. Looks like you had some really good luck here tonight.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite racetracks. I love this track, and this car here is for me was not fun. But I will say that about halfway during the race, I finally kind of found something. So I was locking up that left front in practice the whole time. So I went back a little bit on my steering ratio in order to try to keep the um, weight on the left front, which helped. Except that stupid me wasn't making up for the fact that I had gone a little lower with the steering ratio. So I was slow in the middle of the corners, and it was because I wasn't turning the wheel enough. So go figure. So once I figured that out, because I couldn't make the same lap twice because I was overdriving the corners so much, trying to make up for the time I was missing in the middle of the corner, that I was just all over the place. And then when I finally figured out the middle of the corner that what I was doing, I didn't have to attack the corner as much, which made the car be a lot more stable and repetitive. So, but yeah, Brandon did a great job for sure. I was watching in my mirror, I was watching the times, and I'm like, please don't get any closer. I don't want to have to run this car any harder than we're already running it.
Yeah, he was struggling too with trying to run hard to catch you down too, and I think both of you guys kind of were dealing with the same issues, trying not to run too hard to make the car step out, but eventually it kind of caught up with him. I'm gonna throw it to Tony though. Tony, you got something to add?
Yeah. I really don't have any question about the race or the car. Congrats. Did Mom text you yet?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to check. I had to get the picture, and I was starting to do the points, and so I'll check in a little bit. But always a shout out to your mom and dad for watching. They're one of the league's biggest fans, so we can't.
Yes, and they appreciate it. I know.
Yeah, we definitely can't not mention them in the victory lane for sure.
Well, turning the page though, Richie. This is the last race of the round of 8. We head into the last race of the season at Phoenix next week. Championship run. I mean, you've got a little momentum now going into that race. Have you started practicing for that race? Are you prepared for that? What's kind of the game plan and the mindset going into next week?
So, uncharacteristically, yeah, I've actually started to put a little work in on our Phoenix set. In fact, actually, I've been practicing that more than I did the Martinsville race because I was locked in the championship. So tonight was kind of like whatever happens kind of thing, and we were fortunate enough to win. But yep, been putting a little bit of work in on Phoenix. Hopefully, we can actually bring at least a 22 to Nate's shotgun of a season so far, and have a shot. I mean, Daniel's in. Daniel's been running really, really good lately. He's a sleeper to watch. Jeff Chandler's in, and he's due for a good run. So I think Jeff's in. I haven't done the points yet. I'm fairly certain Jeff's in.
I think you're right.
But he could be a sleeper too. So it's not going to be. Hopefully it's not a runaway. Hopefully it's a good race between me, Jeff, Daniel, and Nate, and we can make it entertaining for everybody.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to next week for sure. Should be a lot of fun to watch. You guys should have a lot of fun out there on track battling for the championship. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to see what happens next week. But I'm going to hand you the mic for this week. Let you do your shout outs, your sponsor plugs, and your thanks to Tony's mom.
I think we covered Tony's mom already, but thanks to Tony's mom and dad for watching. Got to thank Victory Fuel for being on board. Drinkvictory.com. Use code FTSR and you get 10% off your order. Phoenix PCs, phoenixpcs.com. You use code Corey19 and you can get 2% off your order. Got to thank the team tonight, Fury Motorsports. They actually gave me a pretty decent setup tonight, and apparently when I figured out actually how to drive it, I was a little bit better tonight. So kudos to them. Yes. My pseudo teammate tonight, Lane, he got kind of hosed a little bit there, but he was having a good run too. And thanks to the guys that showed up tonight. Thanks for the league, and thanks to you guys for putting on probably another spicy program tonight. Hopefully I'll watch back tomorrow.
We made it through the whole broadcast without having to.
Richie bringing the spice tonight, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. Caliente.
All right. Well, there's your winner tonight. The 19 of Richie Coy in the Victory Fuel Ford, bringing it home to Victory Lane. How fitting.
Brody,
Where'd he go?
Brody
person.
walked out to the lobby. So, got to thank Richie Coy for Victory Lane. And oh, sorry, Brody, you're back. You can go.
Yeah. I'm back. All right. All right, your winner tonight, Richie Coy, the 19 Victory Fuel Ford in Victory Lane. Tony, it wasn't the scrappy race I was expecting per se,
It was,
but it definitely
yeah.
had a twist in the middle of it.
This was a M. Night Shyamalan twist, of course, of some sorts tonight for sure. But yeah, it was a good race nonetheless. Richie got it done. We got our final four for next week, and that's when the real spiciness is going to happen.
Yeah, guys, make sure to tune in next week, Mondays at 9 p.m. Next week will be our final broadcast of the year, actually, and final broadcast of the C season. See who takes home the championship in the playoffs and the championship in C season. Definitely looking forward to it. Should be a good race from Phoenix next Monday at 9 p.m. Me and Tony will be here. I'm sure Dole will be here. I'm sure that Joseph will be here. If you're watching, you make sure you be here. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to kind of keep it entertaining as we always do, and looking forward to it. But as we look forward to Phoenix, tonight we're going to call it done. For Tony Solari and everybody at Full Throttle TV and Full Throttle Sim Racing, my name is Brady Hanna. We'll call it. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.